So I, 25F, didn't go to my mom's wedding. Because she married my ex-stepdad, the man she divorced when I was 14 because he cheated on her with her best friend. Fast forward a decade, and somehow, they reconnected and decided they were meant to be. She told me over brunch like it was some beautiful love story. I said, "You mean the guy who made you cry for 6 months straight and moved in with your best friend 3 days after leaving you?" She said, "People change. He's matured."
Okay.
But I haven't forgotten. I lived through that mess. When I told her I wouldn't feel comfortable attending, she said I was being dramatic and needed to support her happiness. I told her I do support her, just not this. The wedding came and went. I didn't go. Now she's barely speaking to me. She says I embarrassed her and couldn't let go of the past. But here's the kicker. The friend he left her for? She was at the wedding too. In the front row.
Smiling.
So, remember how my mom married her ex-husband, my ex-stepdad, the guy who cheated on her with her best friend? Well, buckle up. It's been 4 months. And guess who just called me crying?
My mom.
Turns out her new old husband had been acting weird since the honeymoon. Distant, secretive, always on his phone. She snooped, can't blame her, and boom, found out he was cheating again. But not with the same woman. This time, it was her coworker, a 29-year-old who apparently had no clue he was even married. Here's the wildest part. My mom confronted him, and he said, and I quote, "I thought we were just seeing how things go." Like, you got married, bro. Now she's filing for divorce. Again.
She apologized to me.
Said I was right. Said she was blinded by nostalgia. I didn't say I told you so, but I thought it very loudly. Anyway, I'm trying to be there for her. But man, some lessons just come with repeat drama. So, it's been about 8 months since my mom divorced her husband again. At first, we barely spoke. She was embarrassed, angry, grieving, all of it. I kept my distance, but made it clear I'd be there when she was ready. Then a few weeks ago she called. She said, "I need to talk, and I need to listen this time." We sat down, just the two of us, and had the most honest conversation we've ever had. She admitted that marrying him again was a mistake, that she didn't want to feel like she'd wasted years, so she forced something that was already broken. She told me she felt alone, judged, and desperate for things to go back to how they were before the betrayal. And then she looked at me and said, "I hurt you trying to fix myself, and I'm sorry for making you feel like you had to be the adult." I ugly cried. Like face in napkin at a diner cried. Since then, we've been rebuilding.
Slowly. She's started therapy.
She even told me she's not dating for a while. Just learning how to be okay with herself. It's the healthiest I've ever seen her. And me? I finally feel seen. I don't regret skipping that wedding anymore. It was the boundary I had to set. And weirdly, it brought us back together in a more honest way.
So yeah.
Not the fairy tale she wanted, but maybe the real ending we both needed. So, a lot of you wanted to know what ended up happening with Rick, my ex-stepdad, after my mom divorced him again. Here's everything I know, and let me just say, karma really doesn't miss. After my mom kicked him out for cheating, yes, again, he tried to spin it like she was the one who gave up on the marriage. He told mutual friends and family that she was overreacting and controlling, and that he just needed emotional support. No one really bought it this time. The woman he cheated with, the one he thought was his backup plan, she dumped him. Turns out, she had no idea he was married, typical, and when she found out, she wanted nothing to do with the mess. From what my aunt told me, he tried couch surfing with old friends for a while but burned through those bridges pretty quickly. Then came the financial fallout. He'd been living off credit for months trying to impress people, flashy dinners, a new watch, and some shady investments. Once my mom filed for divorce, she cut off anything they shared financially. His credit tanked, his car got repossessed, and the last I heard, he had to sell his motorcycle just to pay off some overdue rent. Career-wise? A joke. He tried to freelance in a field he hadn't worked in for years, but no one wanted to hire him. He even reached out to my mom for a loan to get back on his feet. She laughed. She told him, and I quote, "You've already taken years of my life. I'm not giving you a dime." As for his reputation? Absolutely wrecked. People finally saw the pattern. He'd done this to his first wife, to my mom twice, and who knows how many others. He used to be the guy everyone admired from the outside, but now? He's the warning story people tell their daughters. Last I heard, he's living in a studio apartment 2 towns over, working at a hardware store part-time, and still blaming everyone but himself for how things turned out. Meanwhile, my mom? She's glowing. Seriously. She found peace, is dating someone kind and respectful, and recently told me she's never felt more like herself. For the first time, she's building a life she chose, not one she settled for out of fear or manipulation. So yeah, I'd say it all worked out the way it was meant to. Rick's out of our lives for good. And now, he gets to live with the consequences of being the kind of man who takes and takes until there's nothing left. Good riddance.